take advantage on vault. Caitlin White, Taryn Humphrey, the Olympian, Melanie Banville, and Ashley Miles as well, the senior, who they rely so heavily on. Here is Dana Filetti for the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Competing the Yurchenko-style vault, a half front layout, amazing extension in the air, and take a look at that landing. You know, up until this point in the first rotation, both teams gave away so much on landing airs, and now Dana comes back and with an exclamation point just absolutely nails this vault. Solid, no movement, very disciplined in that landing position. Excellent job.
You could see it in her smile, Lori. She knew she stuck the landing as soon as she hit. As for the LSU Tigers, see if they can respond. This is Emily Ellis.
With already one fall, very important for Emily to get this team back on track. Phillips stepping in. Here's the release move. Doesn't have to spot at all on that sky-high Tkachev.
Says she likes to compete against Alabama the most in competition.
Pretty much say most of these athletes really enjoy those intense, high-level competitions. It really challenges them, and that's why they're competing in this sport. Giant full double tuck dismount, and there's a clean landing.
Nice landing for Emily Ellis.
Emily is having a fantastic night. Remember, she already scored that 995 on vault where she absolutely nailed that blind landing. And here, a very good job. Here's the sky-high Tkachev, several feet above that high bar. Beautiful swing and control out of it, and she did a great job in her pirouette work, finishing every half turn in that handstand position.
So a 9.825. You know, LSU has had a problem earlier in the season and even last year holding a lead. We'll see if they can hold that lead throughout this meet. Here is Britney Magee, the freshman for Bama on vault.
An impressive vaulter, so powerful, beautiful height. But again, we'll take the deductions on the landing. She knows it. I talked to her before this event about competing on the same team as the national champion, Ashley Miles. She says it's quite an honor, and she's learning so much from Ashley. She says she knows she can get the big scores, but she has to get those landings.
So some of the landings falling by the wayside as we move along in the meet, Lori. LSU still holds a slight advantage, and their most consistent and their leader, the 9-time All-American April Burkholder, will try to keep the Tigers in front. Meanwhile, the Alabama Crimson Tide will counter with the #1 vaulter in America, that girl, Ashley Miles. LSU maintaining a slight lead, and they'll rely heavily on April Burkholder, their team leader, the 9-time All-American, on bars.
You know, ideally, every routine you compete should be the same as the one that you train every day in the gym. But realistically, you can't deny that these athletes feel the pressure when one of their teammates have already missed and they're going up against one of the top teams in the country. April needs to hit here.
Of course, Kelly fell earlier.
Missing a handstand there on the low bar, but April covers up nicely with a switch kip. A little bit short on that last handstand. Again, looking for a clean landing. Takes the step, a little bit under-rotated on her double layout dismount. Not the perfect performance that April is always striving to get. Here's the pack salto down to the low bar. She had hoped on this handstand to go over to the other side of the bar with a half turn, but she's short. Not enough momentum. She covers it up with a switch kip. Maybe a small deduction there for a break in rhythm, but a definite deduction on the landing as well.
So trying to make up for the fall earlier in the meet, April comes up with a 9.775. Meanwhile, the Alabama Crimson Tide with Ashley Miles, the #1 competitor in vault in the entire nation, Lori.
So impressive on this event. She's 5'8", and that makes this vault look so much more explosive and higher than anyone else in her competition. Same vault we just saw Britney Magee perform, the Yurchenko layout full, and again she takes a hop on the landing. She must nail that to get those high 9.9995s.
So not her best, but a 9.850.
Take a look at the height, way above the vaulting table, huge distance. So there's not a problem technically, there's not a problem in terms of her execution and height. It all comes down to the landing for Ashley Miles.
So after the second rotation, Dana Filetti has the best score, 9.875 in vault. Ashley right behind, cumulative score 49.050. Seems like they're not sticking the landings like they did earlier in the meet as we move through the competition. This is Lisa Rennie. She is a specialist on bars, just a junior.
Mounts with the release element, toe on Shaposhnikova. From the low bar to the high bar. Lisa is known for her combination work. A lot of pirouettes. She's looking to finish them. The half turn in handstand position. A little soft in her body in her handstand position. She almost always sticks that landing. Not a problem tonight.
She stuck that landing. You said it. She's a specialist, and she showed why.
Beautiful start to the routine with the toe on Shaposhnikova. I have seen Lisa perform this routine with a little bit more extension and a little bit more crispness in all of her handstands and pirouette work.
So for the junior from Las Vegas, a 9.850. That should help keep the LSU Tigers with a slim lead. After the second rotation on bars, Nikki Butler and Lisa Rennie, who you just saw, tied with a 9.850. 49.075 is the cumulative score. So the LSU Tigers, the fans are cheering because their team holds a slim lead over the Alabama Crimson Tide after two rotations.